This is the map, dudes. This is their map pick. And honestly, I do prefer their comp, but I'm so fine to be proven wrong and change my opinion.
2G walking down mid early on. Askia on the Yoru finds the first kill. So
2G on defense, EG on attack. There goes Ye. Dude, and they got it.
And that pullback as well. Through this site, Gobera holding down strong, but the players of Garage still a bit late. LD has a chance, converts on it. And now it just comes down to the EG members on this site. They flip the map and get a great
2G can
first
look
kill
right.
onto Gobera.
But we're playing together. We're patient. Recon maybe went in before everyone was ready, but it's okay.
Is going to slow things down for the time being while 2G calling reinforcements into CT.
Damn, they're patient. They're waiting for a push. They know they got numbers.
Another tap.
Fakes on fakes.
Trying to bait out this retake. Finally, 2G make their attempt through Garage. LZ immediately dead, so just the players towards spawn, and Icy swings out, finds a double.
Oh my goodness, almost. Hey, nice hit. Damn, holy. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, they're fired up. They're fired up because he was shouting for about 10 seconds.
That's what we were missing in kickoff. If you watched Ascension,
hey, good start.
About it, you know this guy was standing up. He was yelling. He was giving it to every team.
Need the energy? Yeah, they need the energy for sure.
To see him finding that energy in Americas.
This post plan was a little crazy. Icy finding the 2 kills, but yeah. Zap adjusting here, winning the round on 18 HP. That is wild.
That's awesome, bro. Holy. Okay, they get a shorty. I mean, they maybe bought too much. Let's see if they get a plant. Speaking of buying a lot, 2G really invest, but they're on defense, so if you're gonna buy 5, it's have to do it.
Plays on this map versus, say, the Euro comps that have gotten more popular.
You're already worried for EG? It was a close pistol.
It's kind of that like hybrid almost of a Yoru and a Jet, where you have the similar style like Jet execs jumping into a site with even deeper reach. And of course have that get out of jail
free. For this guy.
So you can actually run some pretty cool fakes with that.
There's
a lot of people going to jump in here. Askia jumps on back, no problem. I think it'd be very powerful.
Oh dear God.
There's an example for you. You couldn't even see Icy.
Oh no, and the luck comes in as well. The Ye luck is incredible timing. They just kind of need to delay. Derek probably doesn't want to be dueling that one. With this space that they made, the call goes over to bring the spike out here. And Waylay's tucked under. There's no way they consider Ye here, right? Man, Icy's looking crisp, bro. Fair play.
But he did his job, and the spike will come down uncontested.
Here's the thing, though. They're going to hear the spike eventually going down on C, but no one's ready for Ye to have lurked all the way up here.
I was getting a little bit of hope as I saw him like turning the corner slowly. I was like, hold up. Really far away.
But it's Bulldogs in the hands of both 2 players, and Nature's fallen all the way back into
it's so hard.
Has a cage.
The cage is the one here. And did he plant in the cage as well? He might be able to half with the first cage and then cage again. Wait, he's gonna be able to do this.
Oh, 2 cages. There was one place as well.
Yeah, half. Another cage.
Halfway on the first, second cage.
Bro planted in his cage. Ah, it's so unlucky, dude. Out of everywhere, Nature chose to plant in his cage. That's incredible. Okay. It was close though, it was close. Ah, it's devastating. Icy's looking good. Icy was looking good here. This little dash with the shorty was awesome.
Here it is. Up into the sky, straight in front of him, and then jumping off the side with the shorty.
Yeah, kind of the worst weapon to try and fight against that too with the Outlaw, right? So good when people are swinging corners into you, but not so much when they're coming above you, behind you, in front. Not so easy.
Suji now down to just the Sheriff. Gonna go for a pretty classic ISO Yoru round.
All that hype from 2G's is gone.
What I'm more curious about working this Waylay into comps for EG is what does it look like on slower rounds? Like, when are we actually going to be using the Hinder to combo with Breach utility, Sova utility?
They might have the right read here. How long do they hold this for?
Powerful is maybe having a Tejo next to the Waylay for those instant kills, but can still get a lot of work.
EG walking up, straight into EG's trap. Very nicely dealt with from them.
Why does it look like Icy's having the most fun?
He's just still dashing, having a good old time, no problem. It's a very classic
Okay,
controlled EG
it's,
anti-eco, even just playing the boosted angle from Supa.
It's gone
I do
from
love
bad to worse, to be
this
honest,
agent
because now
for
EG
Icy,
just
'cause
have
if you are
so
asking
much
a man to
money.
just hard entry into a site, I think Wayla is like the most annoying agent to deal with on the dive, because she can be zipping up into the sky, past you, going any which way, breaking crosshair placement like crazy, and then that gives pretty free openings for the rest of the team to scale
Yeah,
in
didn't
and
even
get
need to
those
buy
trades.
armors.
Wasn't it last year on
Like, look at the
G2
money
where
spent
Icy's
here.
just the role player
1K
first.
was
We
the
send him
most.
into the site, you know, break crosshairs, whatever.
Congratulations, we have an agent for that now.
We can do that and also live.
Yeah.
It works wonders. Interesting smoke putting that back plat to counter out an op or anything like this.
Trip broken on the entrance. Icy will pull back, and that'll expire his refract here.
And the thing about a smoke like that,
Ooh,
hold on.
just a straight up
Kill
spam.
on the
Yeah, a little
spam.
unlucky for Derek there.
Yeah,
The
Icy
smoke
gets
they're
his
putting
ult,
on
but it's like,
plat,
do we now
because
want to use
Whaley
it into
doesn't
this
have a
round?
smoke herself, normally
Let's
Jet
see.
could, like,
2G need to
smoke
make sure they
dash
don't
out to
give
that,
away the
either
next kill.
topside or on plat, and you can
The
use
best
sort of your
news,
open
though, is they
smokes
killed
as a way
Derek, and
to
that's the person that has to
charge
use
your
the
duelist going
util
into the
to clear
site.
over towards
Walk
close
up here
A.
from 2G.
They gotta do it with bodies.
Askia alone towards A. Niji's gonna look for a re-clear. He has a gate crash on A. The flash is up and
Nice,
Niji chooses
dude,
to get out of
patient.
there. An ult
From-
pops.
with the
That's
contact
from
we
Zap.
ult,
Can he
fine
find
with
a
it.
connection? No one really
That is
receive
a
it. Ye's lurk
really,
activates for a
really
kill.
big
Now
jewel.
the ultimate used from the way
Just
and
got out
Askia
of
is
there.
stuck on this side. He has no way to get out, but Zap backs him up. Supa alone. Askia good for it. He's holding strong, but not for long enough. Nice to nature.
When I
Now
watch
it's just
Waylay
Zap
do
on A,
stuff
but
like
Niji's
that,
not headed
it
here.
just
Yeah,
doesn't
into
look
mid.
good.
Yeah, he just broke a tripwire, so full awareness from silence. He's going to deal with that, and that puts Nature in an almost impossible situation. 1 against 3.
20 seconds left. His only choice is to go back into A.
And it will be Zap playing over in the corner. Really tough angle for Nature to clear, especially with 10 seconds left.
Yeah,
He's gotta
Zap
run
should be
and try
so
to fight
fine
the
there.
spike. With full
Okay,
audio,
very nice.
the Vuln
Very,
comes
very
in,
nice.
Zap takes it
Money's
down.
really high for EG though, so 2G gonna have to do a couple of these.
Taking some liberties, walking up all the way through A, keeping some great info there, and then just showing a nice, honest A flood retake.
Yeah, and even though Icy was able to use the ultimate to hit the site, you can see some of the weaknesses of that Waylay ult. It's not like a breach ult where it lights up the entire site.
Yeah.
You still had Askia able to just back over into the corner, over against Graffiti, get out of that, and deal with the players entering the site.
It's also not wiggling your crosshair in the same way a stun is. It is a lot easier to get that like first shot down pad
when
and
you are
actually
hit,
fight
yeah.
through the hinder.
Yeah, just don't jump or pull out a different gun. Then you're cooked.
Askia again contesting towards A. This time EG, they're walking up in this area.
Yeah, EG are just trying to bait out this fight because they
Where's
have
the
the
actual
breach ult.
money? 'Cause the
Oftentimes
money's
you'll see,
good,
you know,
but
defending teams try to
maybe
fight
they
you
won't be
in
able
a
to. This
lobby
would
or
be a
refight
drop
you down into the
2-4.
wall once you've set up and taken into the space.
Sure, they would force.
EG are taking their time and waiting for that to come in.
2G have an ult to be able to retake, so playing C, real passive, fighting heavy over towards A.
That's what I'm talking about, though, right? EG, wait that out. Don't leave themselves in position for it. So now they've seen, what, 2-3 players over towards that A side. They can reset into mid. Only a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to be able to stroll into the site here.
Going for a split into that C.
It's going to be
And
interesting.
basically
The main
still
thing
full
that
utility for
we need to
relocating
focus on
this.
is, does Nature use this ult for sight, or do they save it for after
A
plant?
split onto an uncontested C site. It looks like 2G's just going to try and play retake again. No, they're getting out. In goes the paranoia. So at least one member committed onto this site. The all both players
Wait,
start, but Icy gets
he
the better
ulted
of
his
it there,
teammate
and
up.
2G locked out
That
for
was
now.
nuts. What is
Still
that tech?
on pause right now as 2G have an ultimate to retake into the site. Dimensional drift now popped. Askia spots the one in towards backside. That's 2, 3, 4. So the rest of 2G are soon to follow. LZ in silence. Get some work done from back on site. And Askia
Very, very nice. Superman has to go wild on site. Big 1v1 on site as well.
It's EG winning out just about everywhere.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Superman played this incredibly well because he delayed enough.
Incredible from Askia.
I think he probably should have just
The
carried on,
substitute player
jiggling
coming in
around
as
a
the
little bit.
perfect
But
position. And clutches up the round with a 1v2.
I'm pretty sure they buy here.
I think he was just camped out on site, saw where the Yoru or the ISO ult had happened from,
And just
was
waiting
buying
for the player
time.
to come out, yeah.
Exactly.
That is a sick Red Bull clutch. And those kind of big rounds, those hero moments,
Yeah, that was
were
smart.
missing
Yeah.
in kickoff for 2G.
And it's so hard for Icy to play that right there, because coming out of the realm, you don't know where anyone's going to be.
And look how much
Va-
Zap is
yeah,
feeling it.
vibes are looking good
Wasn't his
though.
clutch to win,
Okay,
but
so they do force
yeah, the
into
team
it.
getting
Derek takes
excited
the
off
hit.
of it.
A lot of light armors. We don't see 2G capitalize on it with an outlaw.
Around from EG, or just once again seizing this A main space. A little teleport into the corner from Supa, jumping forward. Catching out Askia before he has the chance to teleport out.
Can't be dying on those angles as the Yoru puts 2G in a really rough spot now.
Well, I think previously EG had been flashing onto that line and then swinging. That time, Icy got out in front of it. Nature didn't even use the flash, that Q that Askia had been taking to teleport out the other.
Okay, let's see what the hit is like, because I don't know, man. It just looks like the Waylay goes in for just
from heaven. Smoke a little late, but the trade is good out of Nature. And EG, yet again, they meet resistance and they pivot.
Yeah, and it's always pivoting into Ye. His lurk's been very effective. The pistol round, a couple rounds back too, winning the 1v1.
Or is it? They wait outside A, maybe a chance to re-hit into this space late round.
Seeing if they can pull some rotations, seeing if 2G will just trying to re-peek back onto the line. You can see that Silence is getting a little nervous.
Why is it not smoked? Because it's too obvious. They're trying to just contact them.
Garage, a cam down C-Long. They have great info here.
Re-hitting with that ultimate though. Gives full information of EG.
That kind of gives them a heads up, and they're going to use util.
Absolutely perfectly. These players are just bombarded by utility, but the scaling isn't quite there. Without Icy into the fray, it's going to be Supa jumping out of heaven after the teleport from backside. Nature.
Damn, Nature fragging crazy heavy on this one. Uses breach all the round before this, and he's what, 2-3 away.
From them, realizing when they got stalled out, waiting for that
I kind of liked how they played here though. They were always gonna get trades, to be fair, with how they played here.
One of the most underrated players in Americas. Obviously, EG has not been super great since he's been on the roster, but I feel like he's always been so consistently good for this team.
OG flash scored with the prime, thank you for the 16 months. Okay, forces 2G down to an eco, but they're still doing alright. Again, this comp that they have, like it's way better on attack than it is on defense. If they can get like 5-7, it's pretty good. Big Mort with the tier 1. Thank you for the 22 months. Especially as I feel like the Waylay won't be as impactful on defense. Unless they play like heavy retake or they got some fast strats. I mean, they'll have some set fast strats, but
it actually pulled multiple players of 2G onto the site. That was when EG were going for their C split. So if they get audio on that camera again, I think they're going to be trying to go for a similar type of play.
Right there.
Barrage is a bit of a gap right now, and Askia, again, caught on the walk up.
Icy's already got the convergent paths back up again. It's the ultimate, if anyone's wondering. But now just a camera placed down into Garage for a little bit more information.
Yeah, let's see what it can do. You gotta kill 3, mate.
Mindful that Gobert could have crept up into this corner. Surely, right? Yeah, EG deals with no problem. And the flank, too. It's just a little bit too simple for them, yeah, Silence. You're not going to get anything done backside there with the Sheriff.
I love that whether he has his abilities online and he's ready to refract out of there, Icy's just jumping around every single corner this game. Like, if you're holding an off angle, he's going to jump at you, you're going to get triple swung. It's been tough thus far, but guns coming back online for 2G. Finally, some ultimates getting close to being in play.
Alright, do they time out before the buy round? Yeah, they do.
Looks to me like someone's calling a timeout. All right, it's going to be 2G.
Yeah, I've seen some alright stuff from 2G.
Time to reset. And honestly, for them, I feel like 2G have been very focused around these early A lobby fights, right? And EG have been matching them blow for the most part. But then they've also been sticking around in that space, trying to refight onto those angles. I think it would serve them well to try and do some hunting in this mid space. You think about how many times Ye's just be able to walk up into Garage.
Hello, Keeper. How you doing? You're not banned, no? Welcome to the game. You want to watch?
Either that or trying to get more info down C-Long. They found a lot of value with just camming there at the beginning of the round and having info for basically the entirety of that round. What do you think about
Watched
Waylay's
6 hours of VOD yesterday.
Because it feels like
oh my goodness.
Situationally it can get a lot of value.
Did you DM
and
today?
It's nice when you combine it with stuff, but on its own, like you
That's
mentioned,
the real question.
It's not a breach ult. You're not going to win a round off of it, at least not most of the time.
Well, I think the main thing is you have to be comboing it with other things. I think it's better to think of the Waylay ult as like a more powerful breach stun or Omen Paranoia, where you need to combo with other, big chunks of line control, the breach stun, the Paranoia, to fully clear away a site. So you could use that if you're trying to exec Z over on, back plat.
Any kind of change.
Back site.
Not really.
Paranoia goes over towards
2G, call it a timeout, pretty much keep everything the same.
Something like that, get full coverage.
But it's a little bit less effective in solo queue than it might end up being for our pros.
Smoke goes over towards A, fake TP in case people are close to create pressure.
EG out of that timeout, move away from the A lobby.
Drone goes short, clears one of the question marks.
Mid, might just look to convert this one into a B hit. Down on the left side, dash up and over for Icy. Silence, trying to find this player. He's been spotted out now.
That was kind of nice from EG though.
Bit of a mess on the site right now. 2G weren't able to get
if you're using this ult,
control.
I need to see Ye send it.
Icy ready with an ultimate. He's gonna pop it. A-Link instead, the destination. Doesn't follow it up though. Just keeping these players sectioned off and sticking around. Buying time alone on this site.
Doing a great job delaying though.
Icy ready for it, but Gobera, that's great.
Smoke one side to delay. Ult the other side to delay. Smoke comes up in 4 seconds. LZ, you gotta smoke that.
No half defuse, no one left alive on this site as EG overwhelmed. Gobera needed more than that. And LZ,
they pretty much, so the delay here, like the delay here ended up being like everything. Just because 2G, like honestly LZ kind of messes up here. What should be happening is LZ should be common that his smoke is like 3 seconds away. And then it should be smoke, tap, everyone swing. But because the time's like relatively low because they've been stalled out so much, they just end up 3-person dueling.
Then it becomes a guaranteed hit. Just a great
but they just kind of panicked and there was no like set plan here.
It's now 3 rounds, 1
Wolverines with the 10 months. Thank you so much, thank you. Am I a 100 Thieves believer? Yeah, I'm a 100 Thieves believer for today. I just think time-wise they should be better.
Coming out from Zap. That's a great tag from him, but Derek's got the moves. No stranger to the Sova. He only gets hit the one time.
Not Sova will now rotate into A though. 3 players here for 2G. But as is often the case, EG
100 Thieves never beat Sentinel though. Until today.
They're going for it though.
Yeah, but honestly it should be crazy close.
Gets his kill and dips out of there. Now the
everyone else can get one shot on this. Dude, Icy's looking kinda nice in the waylay. Fearless, we've seen double shorty kills on entries.
Ooh, now no one actually cleared short. Oski is waiting here, only a sheriff in hand. But he knows where the player planting is.
Not even considering it.
Icy to maybe be in this corner.
It, though.
Not doing a great job of it, jumping into him. It's now a 2-on-2 and he's got the ult to dip into.
Dude, he's not gonna find anyone. This is gonna be so weird.
Doesn't see either player. Supa's made it through heaven. Askia desperately trying to find someone. Maybe now suspects it, but not in time. Supa swing successful in the clutch.
Mate, your teammate just cleared long.
On a timing instead.
Definitely like a little bit of comms issue for 2G in these situations. There's like 2 rounds where I feel like comms or plan isn't massively there. Astrovet with 7 months. Thank you so much for the tier 1, bro. Thank you, thank you.
Entry, I guess the rest of the team is running in, and then you're the second one to come in from behind.
Just like, oh god, are we gonna lose this round?
But the waylay allows you to take more risks in how you.
Okay, it was a slow buy for 2G though. Good signs for EG is the fact that they're buying the outlaw when we get the low buys. It's just freebies these days. Oh, double entry over towards A now.
That's tough. Silence is also trying to.
I'm Jux. Thank you so much for the 13 months. Thank you, thank you.
Just straight into Supa's crosshair.
Who sits behind the coaches? In America, is the assistant coaches behind them. Every other region, they normally just sit as like a pair.
Tapped into right now to see the cross into garage.
Yeah, he finally shows to that camera. Does that pull rotates back towards C?
Well, Oskia's teleport is timed.
Hello, Yampy. How we doing?
Dude,
I had some like weird salad bowl today, Yampy. It was kind of good. It was like salad chicken, but then there was like strawberries, grapes, and mangoes. It was actually banging. For people that don't like to mix sweet and savory, though, it's probably a nightmare.
Nasty timing here. It's just a camera to watch his back, and Ye hasn't clicked into it.
Here he goes. Derek turning though, loses the fight. So Gobera now gonna dip back away.
Yampy, what do you eat?
As 2G
Oh boy.
Group up for this retake.
Whoa.
LZ holding things down.
Bro was looking like me out there with the reaction time. What was that? Okay, all good. The round's won.
Very good shot from him. Wins 2G their 4th round now.
Yeah, that is a beautiful round from Gobera. Again, his garage was super weak, especially once he lost the camera. But going for that risky play down in numbers.
Dude, I would love to know how long that reaction time actually was.
B and C, he's like, okay, I'm gonna run into garage. The only way we win the round is
Minimap for sure. Oh, for sure minimap.
After this early round, dipped away from
felt like.
and then winning the 2
Yeah, felt like it was almost a second.
Locks it up for 2G.
And when you were watching 2G in kickoff, it was pretty rough across the board, but I think you did see some solid moments from Gobera. He was one of the few players who did have a couple standout rounds. Good to see him keeping some of that form here in stage 1.
Tell you what, 2G win this. 2G win this round. EG won't have that much money. Good chance to get 6-6. And the comp's better on attack. Like, they would actually be in the best position to win. Not the best, but...
He'll stick around in backside, ready to spam on successful at that deed, but can't get away with any more.
Hold on, 2G are still
I think they all need to relax, though, because surely they just play for the ISO.
Evil geniuses have left the premises.
But this time, they don't have a great lurk to call back into.
And Zap's got a judge in garage door, so good luck. Yay.
It's a really important duel because this would be ISO.
Instead. Might have a duel against this ISO.
EG have really tried to deny any amount of information in these mid-rounds, playing super quiet after the minute mark.
It's going to be tempting to ISO ult the planter, but should wait.
Have the ISO ultimate, though. They can let this spike line go down, kidnap one player, go for the retake off of that in what's essentially a 3v2.
Oh, but he's going for it.
Shield up, here's that ult. Who does Silence get? They chunk on the other side. Silence swings through and
just, man, holy, that got close.
Now into a 4v2.
10 seconds left.
Yay, finding that kill is absolutely massive. Derek out of the
Oh, Yay is doing bits.
Evil geniuses, even down in numbers. Currently getting stepped around. LZ finds the player.
Oh my god, what's this Joel? Yeah, he's gonna do it all.
One-on-one. Zap the leader for 2G now. Time working.
Damn, Yay. Oh my goodness. He's actually back. That's such an important round because their money was about to be in the bin as well.
But in this one, stepping up individually as well.
It might be the big turning point, to be honest. Like, if 2G watch this back, it's going to be like, well, we had just won this one round. I think we probably take this. Tekka's Harry with the Prime. Thank you so much for the 19 months. King P with the Prime also. Thank you for the 3 months. And Arctic Boy with the 3 months. Thank you for the tier 1.
It really has been him when EG are slowing down in the mid-rounds. Banking on what Ye can find so often. Here's a faster look again, going back to that early round default.
Yeah, we complimented them earlier. Then that they like to buy the Outlaw when everyone's low. As we can see, everyone can get one shot, apart from Zap.
Another Outlaw investment for Icy. No doubt a shorty beside that.
Are they going to do this again where he taps his... No idea what it's called. And then just goes in and hunts with an Outlaw?
Running out of time on his refract. He lets it time out as Gobera takes a one-on-one against Ye. He loses it.
I like that idea though. It's a nice idea.
The players in short are a problem for EG, but they have to pick an avenue of approach.
Look at that stun!
Lasky is stuck in the corner. He's dead too.
Oh boy, they got wrecked on sight here. Yeah, this is nice from EG, to be fair. They do this a lot. Basically, the way that they're handling, like, even just low buys, force buys, ecos, is just Icy gets the main gun that can one-shot them because of the armor, and then they just use the, I don't know what it's called, like the chamber TP thing, where you can go back, the rain and dismiss thing. It's nice.
LZ, okay, a couple nice shots, but he wasn't going to get
it's a cool idea.
Not quite montage worthy.
No.
Hood Live with the 8 months. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you.
Just taking some really honest
I appreciate that.
Mid-rounds, putting A in
Yampy
position
as
to
well.
thrive on this lurk, and
Super
Ice as well.
Yampy gifting a tier 1 sub to Iceland, as in the country. Respect, Yampy. Thank you so much. Either that or the supermarket, I guess. Royal, thank you with the prime as well. Thank you for the A-mums.
Looks like on the defensive side when we return.
2G lost some brutal rounds. Yeah, they really did. You're not wrong. This is kind of doable still, though. It's just the fact that we don't have the confidence that they've looked good yet.
And you'll get iPhone 16
Sinus with the prime. Thank you for the 23 months. I appreciate the prime. The Dark as well. Thank you for the prime also. Let me mute this before we get copyright striked. Again, Sinus, thank you so much. And the Dark, I appreciate it. Is Ice in the supermarket still going? Yeah, they have it out here as well. There's not many. There's one that I know of. I don't know about other countries. You're just happy that 2G aren't playing scared. Yeah, they're not playing scared, that's true. But again, I think all the nerves should pretty much be out of them. Because kickoff is the worst it can get. And then I don't think you can get like much worse than that, really. So it's like as soon as you kind of experience the worst, you're not really that scared anymore. Curry with the prime. Thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How do you know about a supermarket if you don't go outside? I mean, that's true. Not wrong. I mean, sometimes we go outside, it's just rare.
Player Oskia had some moments in the first half of that game. Now they switch over to the attacking side, running the Yoru, ISO, and I think this is where we're going to really
K Cheng 03 with the prime.
Yeah,
thank
honestly,
you for the 9 months.
I want to see a half where 2G can, play the tempo of Valorant they want to, play around Oskia a little bit more, because it did certainly feel like when they got stalled out in these mid rounds, he wasn't able to find that same level of impact he had just finding the opening.
What have you missed? Not too much, Bacan. Not too much. If you use or like Waylay Bacon, maybe looking at how EG handled the anti-ecos is interesting for you. Other than that, not too much. There was a relatively interesting breach or back a C site where they self-boosted. Dude, Icy looks good though. Like Icy's fragging heavy. Man, we were talking about confidence, but Cabrera needed to like commit.
Now Silence on site, trying to navigate this in the 1v2. Nice shot.
Ooh, almost. 1-1 for pistols.
So much credit to Nature there. A fantastic
Kyle CF with the prime. Thank you for the 10 months. Thank you, thank you.
Then swinging out himself, getting 2 kills on his own through Garage. Really, really good from EG's IGL.
Frustrating for 2G because it felt like, they ended up dealing with Icy or just about getting there. And then they're getting wrapped out from Garage. There's still players on that B site. Exactly
on this map or general theme? No, just on this map. We're only 1 map in. Who would be your dream person to watch party with? Man, I don't even know. Problem is, watching someone who doesn't know about Valorant would annoy me. That's like, what, 99% of the people in the world. There has to be someone from Valorant.
A lot of players that are example of that. Ye1 stuck into this corner, does well with his stinger to clean up this eco round, but for Icy especially.
Ye might actually get an ace there.
Give it to us. They want an ace.
Damn. Okay. Huge from Ye.
It's gotta feel good for him. Just a stinger against the classics and an eye-by power.
Dude, is Ye gonna top frag? He might. Because Icy's been fragging like consistently, but Ye's had these rounds. He's had a 4K, he's had a 5K.
Stun coming in from Nature from the A side of the map.
1 enemy remaining.
Gorgeous work.
Of course, that's your eye-by-power ace. They're giving away a $100 Riot gift card and $100 in eye-by-power rewards for every ace we get.
It's looking good.
Unlock your ace.
Already into the next round for 2G. Buy round for them. It's time to show up now. They avoided this early A main fight, saw the presence from Evil Geniuses over there, and now are working their way into a very empty B site. We'll see how active they get in the post plant. There's some options here to try and fight over into A link. for now, just putting that spike down, tucking in backside with Askia.
Oh, okay.
Just spam from Gobera.
Yeah, 2 shots.
That.
Yeah, that gets rid of the breach. A very big player to lose on this retake.
Silence is playing that angle so aggressively. He's
Oh,
got the
that's the
shield up,
first
so it
time we've
makes
actually
sense.
seen the
And EG timed that out
suppress, right?
perfectly.
took out the drone.
Icy still with the dash. The refract to get back into this site. But 2G holding strong. Silence single-handedly denies the avenue of approach on the A side. 2G.
Sure,
Clean
ended up being
first
alright.
fight
The
on
good news
B.
for 2G is they got the ISO ult.
Yeah, that's a good one for 2G. They hold on to 3 rifles, 2 players that bought full armor, kept all 50
I think we
of
could
it,
see
and
Narrate
the other
back to
player that's 5
Initiator
had
and John
regen
back to
shield, so
Sentinel today.
in terms of
I don't
building
think
up some
so.
hope here
I
to
think that's probably
come back,
throwing in
win
a
few
lot of
rounds.
work.
That's the type of round 3 win you
I think
need.
they'll stick with what's
These shots from
working.
Silence, not only do
Well,
they look nice, but
working to an
he's
extent,
also earned
right?
himself that
I
ISO
think Sentinels would
ultimate
just be
here.
happy that they.
A really
I
great
think
tool to
Sentinels
play
would
with
just
on
be
your
happy about the
backside,
map pool, to be
getting
honest.
those ISO Yoru ults rolling is one of the keys to success.
They
with
got
this
rid of like
composition.
2 of their.
Get those online.
Not
and
great
hitting
maps.
sites is just a breeze. See, right now they're playing pretty quick into Garage, wanting to take care of this Cypher util very fast. Maybe ulting on in to 1v1. Silence.
Free sight.
Picked up Super, deals with
Yeah,
him, and
lovely
that's the
Jules. What we were
C-site for
talking about. They
2G.
got no smokes for retake here, so everyone can play off site as soon as they
get
get this plant down.
Yeah,
Yeah, one goes off site. Yoru TP to go off site as well. It should be impossible for EG to win this.
And at the same time, this Waylay's crept out into mid, so a flash into Garage, setting up for Icy, who's
Should be in the
coming
key word
around
because it
the
kind of
corner
looks
on
like.
the flank. Has
Oh,
been
that's a
spotted
shame.
out.
Icy was so sure that they knew he was here, but
Here,
honestly they were
2G
both looking at
knocking him
window.
down. EG a little bit loud on the approach, and well, the shield keeps him alive for a moment.
Maybe there's a
Derek
tap
can
of the
pick up a
Cypher
couple of
cam.
kills. 2G have done what they need to win
Did
this
I
round.
miss?
No time really for Derek to work with. Wanted
There was a
another
tap of
exit
the
kill,
Cypher
he
cam,
wasn't
again,
given
makes
the
sense.
chance. So 6 rounds for 2G. Starting to build something up on this attack.
I like this though.
Yeah,
from
force him
2G,
down to
right?
an
Because you
eco.
think back to the first
Dude,
half,
I'm telling you, this is
slow
doable.
mid-rounds where EG were able to work the
They're
map.
sure doable.
That's
They're
where
on the
2G were
easier
faltering
sides.
just a bit. This
Now on
time,
this eco, they just
just
need to make sure
speed
that
up
they get
directly
the
into
Yoru
C site.
ult,
You know, once that,
get the ISO ult a little bit
stun
closer.
line is gone from nature. It's like, well, let's not waste any time. Let's just go, go, go. EG want to fight around their utility, and 2G decide not to really give them the chance.
Really good confidence from Silence too. Winning out in the ultimate, then single-handedly holding space in Garage. It's going to be a brawl towards A.
Hero rifle on Icy down sewers.
Paranoia catches on to some. Nature's flashing
Whoa.
through. Icy up
Whoa.
in the air. That's lovely from the mid. The left towards the sky.
he got maybe a little bit too greedy. Should have probably just popped out of there.
2G has flipped
That was
this round
cool.
back into
That was
their
cool though.
control.
All right, it's fine. Look, the one rifle in Icy's hands could have done some insane work, but the
Yeah,
angle trying to
and
get
honestly,
shoot
the
down
fact
between
that he was the
is like a
solo
little bit too
rifle is
much
probably why he
on that
didn't
one.
take his
Super's gonna be able to find a gun off of
refract,
that.
whatever the hell it's called.
2v3.
Derek's gonna secure a rifle as well.
Husky is ahead of the rest of the team here.
2G got in this position in the last round's post plan as well. It's
Why is
so
ISO
hard
so
to
good
play
on
the
this map?
defensive side to work through these angles. It's just not gonna happen.
So,
And
I mean,
teleport into
the
long
thought
off mid
process
too.
from
It's a
Fnatic when they
bit silly.
first made it was breach is a little bit overrated on this map.
Derek chose
And
to
with
pick
the
up this
2
alpha.
double damage, you can kind of cover up majority of the stuff that the breach does. Right, you can, like this stun, you can double damage. After
In the
plan
last
over
few
towards
days, we've seen
A,
a lot more
this
of these,
stun,
like,
double
half armor
damage.
buys or regen shields.
And then
2G
obviously you
went
have the
full
Yoru
heavy
that has the
armor on
flashes
the
anyway.
Eco.
Then
Not
you
trying
just
to
kind of
take any
are able to
chances
do a
against
little
EG.
bit more. First of all, the
Makes sense
ult's
after how much
incredible.
Outlaw Icy was flying
You
in
can
the first half.
farm
That's
orbs
true.
over towards C a
And
lot of
also
the time
just
these
once you're
days.
down like this,
And you
kinda
can also
just
just like
guarantee
force
win the
into
rounds.
positions. Normally when you have like comps and you only
It's
have
always
one
fun when someone
drone,
gets into an angle
it's
that
hard
you
to like
never
split your
have
drone
to
up
fight,
between
like,
garage
ever.
and
You
long.
see everyone a little
When you have a
befuddled
shield,
to
you
deal
can
with
like
Icy,
force
but
into garage or you
Even
can force
Razor
over
had
towards
trouble
long.
getting up to
So you can kind of
elevation.
save your
You'd have
drone a
to
little
double
bit.
satchel
You'd
from
be
so
like
low
hitting
on
your
the
head
ground.
on the ceiling.
Yeah.
So ISO
I
is
like
just
that
good
little
on this
play,
map,
and
really.
you can always count on a coach like Potter to like come up with ideas.
That's the
like
main
that
thought
when there's a new
process. It
agent
does
into
like
the
what
mix,
the
a new
breach
map,
does, or at
whether
least the
it's
main things
angles
that the
you can
breach does.
infuse with the Sage Wall
And then
on
you have
Ice
like
Log,
a
spam jam you can make
You have a little
happen,
bit
or
extra
even
in
just
terms of fragging
dash
power.
plays like that.
And just being
Now,
able
though,
to
the
force
intention
into
is more on
sites.
finding a macro change up here.
Or areas.
EG has lost 3 rounds
How's
in
the
a row
waylay
to
been?
2G, which have
Not too
honestly just
bad.
been a
It's
lot
been
of
really
hard
kind of like
hits.
hit or
2G
miss.
has been
Been some
controlling
rounds that are
space,
really
kinda
cool,
running it down with
and there's
the
been
ISO
some rounds
Yoru,
where
which
it's just
their
like,
comp
well,
excels at.
Yeah, and the
it
thing
just
for EG
it just
is
looks like you give
they
them a
had
free
lot of
kill
success
sometimes.
in the first 2 rounds, right? On the garage, like trap play off the paranoia stun line that Ye was able to find the ace with,
Yeah.
of course. But then when the execs were working for 2G, EG just don't have the tools to like fast flood retake when they're using the early breach stun or something like this. So I'd like to see
Fnatic
EG
create the
maybe go
ISO
for
Haven
more
comp? Yeah.
aggressive fights into the mid space using that utility.
They were the
or try and
faster done.
fast flood out behind their Cypher cages on the C side of the map. Get active with this waylay.
Opping on the waylay.
Oh.
Bit more difficult than the Jet. You have a pretty limited time frame to use that refract. Now you have to pretty much be in cover to escape with the dash as well.
Come into the unknown.
A little bit more challenging to work with. Looks like Icy's going to be playing this one down from ground
Up to
level
break
as
the
well.
trip. Recon for long.
A
Yeah,
long
looks like
control
we're
for
going to
2G.
play a little bit more reactive. We got
And
Op
it's gonna be a
out for
pretty
Icy.
open side if they
And
wanna
at
just
one
turn this
point,
into an
especially when Dark
exec
Spot's
Feels
here,
like 2G
they
have
should be
kind of
pushing
guessed
through
perfectly
mids.
how to approach this round
Can they
out of the
really
timeout,
retake
hitting an
from...
empty A site.
Maybe, let's see if Derek can get a kill.
A full 5v5 retake.
Like it's from 2G, they keep it nice
No
and simple.
ults.
If EG,
Tries all the util he could
I
dream
don't know,
of.
man. The money's
The
so
last
high
players
here
start
that I
to
could,
arrive.
honestly,
Here
if they
comes the
don't
retake. Paranoia
get a
stunned
pick,
through Icy in the air, taken down by LZ, and it's only nature to
I was gonna
find
say, if
the
they don't get a pick,
2G.
maybe they save.
EG out of the
Chat,
side.
this is gonna get close. Gonna get close.
That was a quick
2G,
one.
a lot of money. They get him
Zap
pumped
still
up.
having some
EG,
fun out
not
there.
much money.
Honestly, what a strange round, right? Icy trying to double dash into the site.
You understand what you mean now?
It's instantly plucked
Was
out.
that
Again,
about
two players
the
trying to drop out of heaven at the same time.
the
So
waylay?
nice
Like
idea
stuff like
for
this,
them,
it's like
but
that's a free kill.
Again, this is a situation where you don't have a jet smoke or anything to buy time once you dash in. You're very much reliant on your teammates hitting perfect util to set up the
my.
entry.
Zap bringing the energy.
Yeah, force him down to an
Decibel level
eco.
in the studio is going off
Ye
the charts.
tanks a lot of damage from a shock that was meant for his trip here.
2G. Spike still towards A, but LZ has an ult to bring it over. So just walking his way through.
Jones sees nothing. They walk into side again.
Out onto the site, and it
That
is
money is
yet
about to
again
get a
5v5
little bit
retake.
better.
I mean, EG
Can
have 5 ults
they
to play with. I don't know if they're
throw
gonna
the spike
actually
over?
use any of them here
I'd
on
be
the
super
eco.
tempted to throw the spike over.
But
Okay,
it's
let's see if
annoying how
Silence can get a
2G
kill.
played
It's
these
kind of
post
what
plans,
it's all
right? Just
about.
leaving Askia back on site.
Dude,
The
they're
rest
going to
of
go
the
to
team
another
falls
buy
in
round.
pretty
It's going to be
deep towards long.
9-10.
They've got the Soul ult
And
to play with as well, so if EG take
they're
their
going to
time,
have
yeah, this
ISO
round's
ult
just gonna
and
slip away
Yoru
2
ult
to time.
and Sova ult. The combos are through the roof. They can, no matter what, they can force a
EG for
site.
now, though, just trying to see if someone will overheat, give them a kill.
That's the thing too. EG might honestly choose to die to Spike, as crazy as it sounds. They've already got all their ultimates.
They'll at least send Icy in with the Bucky. Not able to find anything there. The round is lost, but EG is dealing some damage, taking down a couple players, and LZ will fall as well.
Alright, well,
But
the
with
damage
how
doesn't really
large
matter too
2G
much.
is, it's not the
This
biggest
round
deal
is
for
going to
them.
get wild.
That ult
We
advantage
have
for EG,
9
not even
ults.
so meaningful. 2G
We have
have
9
4 of
ults,
their
but
own. They're
I
only missing
think
Cypher.
the 2G ones are too
issues
good
there.
that
That's now 5 rounds
EG
in a
have
row
to
for
play
2G.
aggro, like walk down middle or something.
They're gonna have buys secured for every round moving forward, and they've kind of just
They can't hold a site.
beaten EG
I guess
by
is what I'm
running onto
saying.
sites. As silly as it sounds, EG are playing for this heavy flood retake. Not even flood retake, heavy set retake, and it's not working.
2G have done a really great job of being ahead in these post fights and fighting into EG's retake.
Shock to
Punishing them
break the
there.
trip.
And you know, you're talking about the
Yeah,
executes. Here we go again.
and
It's a split into C
if
with
someone
Yoru all
gets
through, and
spotted,
yet
they're probably
again,
gonna get
EG
ISO
has to play
ulted.
set retake.
Well,
How
that's a
active
free
does Oscar
site,
wanna
and they
get
get to
here?
save all of their ults.
Chooses to pull out of
So
the
now we
ultimate,
get to
they
see a
put us back
madness
down.
because we've got ISO ult into Sova ult,
here's
and then we've
the
got
thing,
every
again,
single ult
2G
here.
can just
That's
play active. Okay,
devastating.
that's a good opener from Ye.
That's so devastating.
With an ultimate to pluck out Supa. This
Yeah,
can
that's
take
the
away
go
smokes.
signal
This
from
makes
EG to
post
speed
play
up.
So simple. for 2G.
Oh, he got out of there. Does he cancel his ult and stick back? No. Dude, Omen actually got hit by the ult, so he's super slow on the
on
on the
luck.
luck.
comes up to the stall.
Okay, they got it half. Nature took the hit to get it half. Holy, bro, they actually just stuck it out in the open in the middle of a one-way.
Unbelievable.
Slipped away.
I mean, Zap goes for the third Hunter's Fury charge there. The flank is slowed down.
That's
because
so
LZ, even though he ulted
devastating for
out
2G,
of the
man.
melee ult, still got hindered. And even with a player in full vision, EG steal it away.
But credit to Ye.
Askia. Oh, they kind of used.
I got active there, bro. I was going in.
No, he did. He did, and he stopped the Yoru from peeking and stopping the defuse.
Finally break the streak.
Oh, there's no one buying for
The
Super.
Yoru had to like swing again after killing him.
Well,
That's a bit of a tough start.
hold on. Nature's still backside though.
Oh.
Fake teleport into the back. 2G not looking to accelerate off this too much.
Yeah, they're gonna cancel.
Oh,
Yeah,
2G lose a lot here. No smokes, no shields.
Leaving Oskia here and resetting the round.
Honestly, a tough trade though, losing your smokes this early in the round. Might make EG a bit more tempted to play the Flood retake this time.
2G now droning over into the A side, trying to make some presence in lobby. Already you can see they are successfully pulling a few rotates into the A side, but really
Yeah, the
setting
one
up
drone
for a
to
split
re-clear
into C
A
through garage.
gets hard,
Only the tripwire is
and
off.
they do just heavy rotate with it.
Potentially
3
spot
people
out
on
the
A.
split hit. But the timing here for
Superman with
2G
the
is
op.
everything, 'cause as soon as this tripwire is broken, I don't think Supa can connect.
Yeah, as soon as this trip
this
gets
angle
broken,
into
he
wall.
has to. I mean, he'll probably just hold this
He's
angle
back
for a little bit.
exposed. Yeah, trip is broken. He's got to fall back onto this line. This is more achievable. From
Wait, how is
2G,
that not a
but
double?
apparently not.
18
Supa's gonna
HP.
get it.
4v3, again, it's a retake for EG.
EG have 2 players working into mid, choosing not to go for the flank, instead regrouping with numbers.
But 2G fought into garage. And that's exactly where EG is heading.
Ooh. Low HP goes for the luck.
Oh my.
The flank is active. Gobert spotted one. How much can he
Dude,
get?
Derek
from this?
spotted him.
Oskia holding strong, stalls things out. Another look. Oh, it gets nothing. And Zap put in position to clutch. A wide angle, a full shot connected.
Damn, big man, big rounds. Dude, it's gonna get so close. Money reset. 1-9. 1-9 loss bonus. There's 3 of them that can't buy.
I'm loving seeing this version of Zap. The Red Bull clutch for him. And 2G on double digits. That smoke. He's playing around perfectly, getting active up there on the site. Popping off too.
And that is such a big round for 2G. EG's money is reset.
It's devastating, man.
2G
EG
are about to
are
tie this game
in a
up.
rough position.
Mimi, I don't want to start this too early,
The narrative.
but in kickoff, EG had this
Oh,
really
not
bad
this one.
habit of getting up to double digits, 10 rounds, 11 rounds, and then proceeding to lose.
Oh, that could have been way
round after
worse.
round
Should have
after
saved him a
round.
little
Games
bit.
were slipping away. 2G winning, what, 6 of the last 7, has echoes of that kickoff performance.
They've got to shore this up.
It's nice from Ye. He's got the hero gun. It's
This
been
round
very
right now, they're the one to
proactive.
do it.
Had the cam as
2G,
well.
yet again,
Cleared
do a
all the
great job of
middle.
finding the weak site.
And even dodging away from some of the active looks
Derek
of
has a
EG into
recon.
mid,
Probably
down
needs to wait
C
for
long.
Ye to
Now
get
they've got free
close.
plant A.
One shot. That's all Silence needs. The flood is coming in. Silence! Oh my, the aim is just impeccable from that man.
Okay. Dude,
And they are
2G
so bad
have the
whenever
ISO ult.
This team wins a round.
Mysterious, thank you so
Starting to
much.
get that
Mysterious
momentum
underscore
behind them.
infinities with the tier 1.
And it was
Thank you
all
very
about
much, mate.
momentum when they won Ascension, when they made it here. It was Zap yelling like he is now, winning rounds like
Yeah,
that
show
one.
that clutch again. I love it.
And Silence. He was the guy that they needed. You're missing your star player. He's not old enough to play in the league. Silence has to fill a lot of those shoes. So that's a Red Bull clutch and EG.
Yeah, force
going into
the,
their
force the
second time out of the
timeout.
half.
It's gonna have to be a good
Need
timeout.
any of those in the first, but yeah, apart from the
I
pistol.
mean,
in
there's
round
a
two,
couple of
they
tells
won
at
a
the moment for
single
sure.
rifle
Like the
round,
shocks
Mimi.
over towards
And even
C is
that
the only
wasn't
time
pretty.
they
That was
wanted
a
to
losing
insta hit
post
over
plant that they
towards
just
C.
stuck the diffuse on. Nothing has been working for this team right
There's
now.
definitely
And I really think a lot of
definitely a
it,
couple
to
of
me,
things that
is
could have
around
been
the retakes.
written
I
down
don't think that
to give you
when
clues of
Icy
where
has
they
been
want to go.
dashing into the site, there's been support
Once they create
behind
fake
him.
pressure,
Now,
they leave it
again,
so they
is
could
the weakness
fearlessly
of this
reclaim
agent
stuff.
when the follow-up is not there, when the utility isn't catching every single player. I think for EG, it's less about playing for the retake and more getting active. I would love to see Icy play around the center of the map, B, garage, get
From what
out
I'm
in front
seeing
of
as
mid,
well,
instead of playing
I
for the A lobby
don't
control
really
and
have
react
faith in the
quickly to
EG
flood out all the sites
retakes.
before
I
2G
feel
actually
like
planted.
the
Yeah, Icy had
retakes
a
with
stunning
Waylay
first
doesn't
half.
look good.
He's had about
Looks
5
like the
kills
way
in
they
the
just get
second.
sent in
They've been
today.
just feeding him into
So
the
I
meat
would
grinder
love
on
them
these
to
retakes.
just, to be honest, send it.
And 2G have been very happy to receive.
Like I'm in
Looks
for
like EG are gonna go for this
aggro
fight over
push.
the A lobby space.
So this is the
Paranoia
tell
sent
again.
over
So they
from
just
the
go
B
see
site.
when they hear this shot. Let's see if they spoke about it. Medica, thank you so much for the prime.
Unbelievable.
Shot
Silence
goes
also.
in. Yeah, he hears it.
Kidnap for the
Everyone
close plant
speeds
if they
up.
want it.
They hear this trip.
Dart sees nothing, and the
Blind,
ultimate is
oh.
not going to connect. Still, that
There
means
goes the
flank
ISO.
plant. And keep your eyes on Gobera in window. If EG try to flank,
But they know he's close because they heard and saw the trip.
Here's
Well,
the drone and
didn't
backs
see
away.
it, they heard it.
No way!
How is he ready for that? He's still going to be a problem. Holding things down as Zap swings in and trades out onto Icy. 2G change their approach. They fight towards spawn. As EG begin to approach this site, Yay out, but a walk up from long.
Zap zoned
Zap
it.
ready to go. Needs to be massive as there's 2 players awaiting him in this corner. There's the first, but Derek good on the swing. Now a 1v1. LZ. That's
Oh
exactly
my
where Yay
goodness.
is.
Comms of the
Baits
HP
him
comes
out with
in.
the gun, backs away. Yay desperately trying to
No.
find something. The Cypher trip hitting on LZ.
Fine.
How is that?
Oh my god, it's
the way
close. He's
EG
just got it
will
right.
roll? That is,
It's so
that
close.
should have been impossible.
I don't know, maybe
so close. No, he TP'd the other side of the trip. Show me some confidence. Surely the comms came in for the low HP. Ye's absolutely saved them.
Once he was already past it.
One enemy.
Is this really how EG win their
The
rounds?
bag may have just been fumbled.
And then he missed the
'Cause that's
trip.
12 for EG now.
Oh god, he missed
Off
the
of
trip
a
with the
third
shot
of a
as well.
second difference.
At the end of the day, Mimi. a
Okay,
win is
one
a
chance
win.
for EG.
are going to take that this time, setting up aggressively into the mid space. But 2G go for a teleport back into spawn, and the rest of the team works A.
Oh,
Derek
there
was
goes your
ready.
smokes. And we've
LZ
forward
dead
before we've done
in
any
instant.
smokes.
And now no smokes for this execute.
Okay,
this post
they get the
plant.
site.
And Derek with an ult ready to go.
So
Icy has
overall,
gotten all
do they
the
want
way
to try
into
combo
mid
of a
window.
breach stun?
Could try to jump up and over this tripwire on the other side, but Zap will hear it playing into long.
Zap needs to live.
Oh, this is nice.
He has
Breach
the Hunter's Fury.
stun. Sova
Good
ult.
info, especially for
Guys.
the lurker.
Okay.
Hunter's Fury popped from both teams. Icy loses the fight on the flank. And into the site now, EG go. Askia, so good at holding it. Nature! He's better! 2v3 now. A lot of time
Smoke on the spike. Gonna have to be a spam. Shock dart goes in. Cannot tank it. Oh my god. That's so close. Dude, EG even messed up their combos with the Cypher ult stun and Sova ult. God, it was a scrappy game. It was a scrappy game, but EG just come out on top.
Looks of shock.
Dude, Ye saved them twice, right?
EG side.
Ye saved him with the 4K on B, and he saved him with the clutch over towards C.
To see it through.
I think they'd probably lose if he's not playing this good.
Fight in that second half. I mean.